Royal watchers are once again turning their attention to the British royal family, and this time, the focus is on an internal power shift that allegedly played out behind palace doors involving Princess Catherine, Queen Camilla, King Charles, and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly the Duke of York. According to recent claims circulating in royal commentary circles, Princess Catherine and Queen Camilla were not just observers in Andrew's dramatic fall from royal grace, but were reportedly key voices pushing for a firm and final separation from royal duties. The situation surrounding Andrew has already been widely documented, especially his long-running association with Jeffrey Epstein, the serious allegations that followed, and his withdrawal from public royal life after years of controversy. But what is now being discussed is not just Andrew's downfall itself, but how deeply it allegedly affected the internal dynamics of the monarchy and how senior royal women may have influenced the final direction taken by King Charles. Royal author Christopher Anderson, speaking about his book focusing on Catherine, has suggested that the Princess of Wales played an early and decisive role in distancing the monarchy from Andrew. He claims that Catherine was among the first senior royals to completely step back from any personal interaction with him, even during family gatherings where other members of the royal household were present. The report suggests that Catherine made a conscious decision to avoid engagement, even in informal settings, signaling a clear personal and institutional boundary. One of the more striking claims is that she allegedly ensured Andrew was not included in certain royal events, including holiday gatherings and high-profile seasonal ceremonies. In particular, it is said that she did not support any appearance by Andrew at public-facing royal occasions, including Westminster Abbey's Christmas events. According to these accounts, when there were suggestions that he might attend quietly or without drawing attention, Catherine reportedly rejected the idea, emphasizing the importance of avoiding any visual association that could create public controversy or media backlash. What stands out in these claims is the suggestion that Catherine's approach was not emotional or reactive, but strategic. The narrative being presented is that she viewed the issue through the lens of long-term monarchy stability, particularly as someone closely connected to the future of the institution as the wife of Prince William and mother to the future King George. From this perspective, the concern was not just about current reputation, but about the legacy being shaped for the next generation of royals. The idea being reported is that Catherine was determined to prevent any situation that could permanently damage public trust in the monarchy or weaken its future standing. These accounts also suggest that Prince William was aligned with Catherine in taking a firm internal position regarding Andrew's role. Together, they are described as having quietly advocated for a reduced presence and eventual removal of any formal royal status, long before official decisions were publicly acknowledged. What adds another layer to this story is the reported involvement of Queen Camilla. Traditionally, royal narratives often focus on divisions or differing approaches within the family, but in this case, Camilla is being described as an unexpected ally in the effort to push for a definitive break. Camilla's long-standing public work on issues related to domestic violence and support for survivors of abuse is being referenced in these discussions as part of the reasoning behind her reported stance. The suggestion is that she was particularly sensitive to the reputational impact of Andrew's controversies on the monarchy as an institution. Royal commentary being cited in these discussions claims that both Catherine and Camilla, despite their different backgrounds and roles within the family, found common ground on the need to protect the future credibility of the crown. That alignment, according to the narrative, helped strengthen internal pressure on King Charles to take a more decisive position. It is also being suggested that both women, in their respective ways, expressed concern about how public perception of the monarchy could be shaped by ongoing associations with scandal. In this framing, the issue was not just about one individual, but about the broader image of the royal family, at a time when scrutiny from media and the public remains extremely intense. King Charles, as monarch, ultimately holds the final authority on royal titles and official roles. But what these accounts are highlighting is the idea that influence within the royal household is not always formal or visible. Instead, it often operates through private conversations, strategic positioning, and long-term reputational concerns. The suggestion that Catherine and Camilla joined forces reflects this behind-the-scenes dynamic where senior royal figures may align informally on issues they believe affect the stability of the institution. In this case, the focus reportedly centered on ensuring that Andrew's presence no longer cast a shadow over official royal duties or public engagements. It is important to note that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has consistently denied any wrongdoing in relation to the allegations associated with Jeffrey Epstein. His position remains unchanged publicly, and he has repeatedly rejected claims made about his conduct. However, regardless of denials, the reputational damage surrounding the situation has already had lasting consequences. Andrew stepped back from royal duties years ago, and his public appearances have been extremely limited since then, reflecting the monarchy's broader effort to contain the fallout. What makes the current discussion particularly significant is the emphasis on Catherine's reported influence. As Princess of Wales and future Queen Consort, her role within the monarchy is increasingly seen as central to shaping its public image moving forward. That includes not just ceremonial duties, but also the tone and direction of how the institution manages controversy. Royal analysts often point out that Catherine's popularity with the public gives her a unique position. She is widely viewed as a stabilizing figure within the monarchy, someone who bridges tradition and modern expectations. Because of that, any suggestion of her involvement in internal decisions naturally draws significant attention. Queen Camilla's role in this reported alignment also reflects how her position within the royal family has evolved over time. Once a highly controversial figure in public opinion, she has gradually built a more stable and accepted role as Queen Consort, particularly through her work on charitable causes and her consistent public appearances alongside King Charles. The idea that both Catherine and Camilla may have shared concerns over Andrew's situation highlights how the modern monarchy often operates through shared reputational priorities rather than purely formal hierarchy. When public trust is at stake, internal consensus can become just as important as official authority. From King Charles's perspective, these kinds of internal pressures would be part of a broader balancing act. On one side is the need to maintain family unity, and on the other is the necessity of protecting the monarchy's long-term credibility. Decisions involving Andrew have clearly been among the most sensitive in that regard. What is also notable in these reports is the framing of Catherine as someone already thinking in terms of future reigns. Her position as the mother of a future monarch naturally places her in a unique strategic role within the family structure. That perspective is often described by commentators as influencing her approach to issues that could affect the crown's long-term reputation. The claims also suggest that early private discussions between William and Catherine included concerns about how continued association with Andrew might impact public perception of the monarchy over time. In modern royal communication strategy, perception is often just as important as formal structure. At the same time, it is worth emphasizing that much of this narrative comes from royal authors and commentators rather than officially confirmed palace statements. The royal family rarely comments on internal discussions, especially those involving personal relationships or decision-making processes. What is clear, however, is the outcome. Andrew's role within the royal framework has been significantly reduced, and his public standing within the institution has changed dramatically over the past several years. Whether driven by formal decisions, internal pressure, or a combination of both, the direction has been consistent. As public interest continues to focus on the inner workings of the monarchy, stories like this highlight how much of royal decision-making remains behind closed doors. The visible ceremonies and public appearances often only reflect the final stage of much more complex internal conversations. For now, what stands out most is the continued effort by senior royals to protect the image and future of the institution. Whether through official action or private influence, the goal remains the same: preserving stability and ensuring that the monarchy remains relevant and respected in a rapidly changing world. And as discussions around Andrew Mountbatten Windsor continue to surface in royal commentary, attention will inevitably remain on the figures who shape those decisions from within, particularly Princess Catherine and Queen Camilla, two of the most influential women in the modern royal family.